Sampath here. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Sampath?
Hey, pretty good, Jack. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Uh, Guys, here's Rain. So we have
Oh
some
wait,
people coming
I
in.
can turn on my. Just wait, I can turn on my screen too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put this over here.
Yeah, we have Jack here. So we can see you.
Hey guys.
Sorry about the delay. We had like a bit of hiccup in terms of audio and video as well. So apologies for that. And I'm going to turn off my cam. My face is out of shape due to the wisdom tooth removal. I look so weird. I'm going to turn off my cam.
You look fine, Sampath. Stop worrying.
Yeah. Not hangover. I had to
Due
get
to the
my
hangover.
no, I had to get my wisdom tooth removed, so my face just got bloated up. Like
Oh, no
I
good.
got punched by someone. That's how I look like for past 2 days. I haven't went anywhere out of my home for 2 days now. Doctor said it'll take at least couple more days before I can get back into shape. So it's
Okay.
crazy. Yeah.
So wait, is talking hard then?
I can manage. I mean, I had like a lot of ice packs, so I can manage.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not going through too much trouble.
Sure thing, mate. Thanks, Karthik. So, Jack, it's your show. Feel free to take over.
Okay, sure. Let's see. How can I, Sampath? Do you know how I can do a shared screen? I used to have an
Yes.
option down here. Oh, here we
Mhm.
go. I just need to be. Yep. I just needed to be the admin. Okay, guys. So if you're here, you might have seen the. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out this. Allow. Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. It should be loading. Start your screen sharing. Yep, you can see it. Yep, screen is up. Perfect. I'll minimize this one. Okay, so hopefully you guys are here because you might have seen that we did a lifetime deal in Sampath's group, and there was a bunch of questions, and we also wanted to go through and give you a little kind of sneak peek at how to use the tool, the back end of the tool. You can actually sign up and create an account for free and build all your tools and all that sort of stuff. There's no paywall behind there. So you can actually go and test it out as well if you wanted to. All you'd have to do is go to the try for free, and you can set up an account and play around with that. But today I was just going to go through the back end of the tool, show you guys how to use it, and yeah, we can go from there. In terms of sort of where we see a lot of people using Vyper is the contests is the main tool. So as you know, I'll give you a bit of a rundown. As you might know, we do 4 different tools. The first one is the sweepstakes. The main reason for the sweepstakes is that it's kind of like an evergreen contest funnel. There's no leaderboard or anything. You can draw a winner every month, and it has much of the same features as the leaderboard, but it's a much more simpler design, and it's a lot easier to do evergreen contests with. So that's what we do for the sweepstakes. Next
Jack,
up is.
sorry to interrupt. It's better to take off your cam so that we can see your screen full screen.
Oh, okay. Let me take off. Stop screen sharing. Share another screen.
You have to,
Okay,
yes.
there we go.
Much better. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So the second tool up is the leaderboards. So the leaderboards essentially are a contest that you can actually gamify using the whole leaderboard feature, whereas people enter, they try and collect points to get to the top of the leaderboard. I'll go through a little bit more on the rewards as well in this presentation a little bit later, so that you can see how you can reward people for being first place. You can reward random winners, and you can also reward people on how many entries they collect. The next tool is interactive pop-ups. This is tool number 3 or 4. And so this is similar to the sort of like the gamified spin the wheel sort of pop-ups that everybody's seeing everywhere at the moment. Very popular because of the results that people are getting with the conversion rates on these. So we've also built one. The main difference is for us, we've changed up the design. It's super customizable in terms of background, content areas, also colors on the wheel, and you can deliver PDFs coupon codes, link redirects, whatever you want there. So that's a little bit more flexible than some of the other competitors. And in terms of that lifetime deal, I would say one of the best parts of the lifetime deal is that you can put this interactive pop-up literally on as many websites as you want. So that's a huge advantage to that lifetime deal, because obviously we don't restrict the actual domain that you ever run pop-ups on or content upgrades on. So you can really apply this to as many sites as you like. And the last tool that we have, which is more geared towards content, like if you have a blog or something and you want to get more shares and traffic to your blog, this is the tool that you'd want to use, because essentially it's like a lead capture form, but you've got gamified or you've got incentivized backend. So once someone signs up, they're then shown with a, hey, here's another piece of content you might like, share this blog post to get it. And so that goes around forever as long as you've got more and more content upgrades in the system. Now, this is a fantastic set and forget tool for growing your blog. And it definitely helps that we have notification pills. So that's kind of like in the bottom left or right corner. And we've also got hello bar notifications. So I'll just give you a quick example on the Vyper blog of this one. And you should be able to see an example here. You saw it on the homepage briefly, but I'll show you another one on an actual blog post so you can kind of see it in context. So you can see as you scroll down, this notification comes in here, and you've also got a top pop-up notification as well. And you have the inline text box. So they're the 4 tools that we have: the sweepstakes, the leaderboard, the pop-ups, and the content upgrades. Which tool are you guys most excited about and want me to go through? In the comments. Anyone want to reply with which tool you want me to go through? If not, I'm going to go through the leaderboards because that's the most common one that everybody likes. Okay, leaderboards it is. Okay, so this is the back end of Vyper. So essentially when you come in here, I'll just give you a quick show around. You'll log into your dashboard. You'll have your 4 tools up here. And then you can swap between all the different tools. I'm going to take you through this example tool here. This is an example or a little beta test that we ran on a free plus shipping combined with a leaderboard contest. So, okay, this is the front of that leaderboard. So you can see here that this is templatized is to having the background. You can change that image, the text, the CTA buttons, and then this content area. And so the beauty about this contest is that we were testing an option to do a free plus shipping offer. So you see free plus shipping getting used by a lot of people out there in terms of just collecting leads. And usually you make up that free plus shipping margin when you charge maybe an extra $1 or $2 for shipping. And that covers the cost of the product, or it covers, you know, how much you're willing to pay for that product. Now, in this case, we were doing a free plus shipping and using that $1 or $2 to cover our media spend. So we were running this contest on Facebook, and we were doing a free plus shipping offer. So I think we were collecting, we were giving away these sunglasses for about, I think the shipping was about $6 or something. And these cost us about $3. And then so we had $3 left over for the Facebook ads. And this did extremely well in terms of generating a ton of leads for us very quickly. I think we ran this contest for about 3 days. And you can see here, we've just recently added this analytics dashboard. So you can see how many emails you get. And it didn't work. It must be because it's a new contest. Bummer. Because we implemented that a few days ago, and it works on contests that have run in the past. It doesn't work on contests that have run in the past, only moving forward, I think. But essentially, this was one idea that we had, and I'll take you through the back end of this on how to build this contest. It's very easy. All of this is super easy for you guys to enter and do, and you can get them up quite quickly. So the first section is pretty much just title, subheading, and all that sort of stuff, which you saw in that top section, backed by the image. That's all handled there. And then on this page, you just enter this content area. It's a WYSIWYG editor, so you can put in images, text, embed some video, whatever you want there. I highly suggest that you include the rewards in here. So we were doing for this contest a reward for enter to get a free pair of sunglasses, and then collect 100 entries to get a free watch. And then we had a surprise box. So we were going to give out a bundle pack of products. And then we also were giving away gift cards. Now, a little hint for you guys running campaigns or contests, or depending if you're doing e-commerce or not, this worked very well for us in SaaS as well when we were doing a beta test. You might have also seen ConvertFox using the contest as well, the Vyper contest as well, to promote their product. But just a little tip, that gift cards do a lot better than coupon codes. So if you like sort of mock up a gift card on Photoshop or something and deliver that instead of just a 10% off coupon code, you get much better conversion rates. And so that's the content area. You enter your support email, prize value. You have some terms and conditions here that you can add. We auto generate a bunch of terms and conditions for you. So this will be really good in terms of covering the basics, but you definitely want to also add in any extra terms and conditions that are going to apply to your industry, your country, or your specific product. You can add scarcity timers. So we didn't have a scarcity timer on here, but if you do have a scarcity timer, it will show across the top. Let's actually, I think this one, we do have a scarcity timer on. So this is our demo contest here. And you'll see that, yeah, this is a scarcity timer here. This is a demo contest, so obviously it's extremely large, 161 days away. But you could obviously change that to be a lot sooner. And this is how this product was used for a SaaS giveaway. So you can head over that URL if you ever want to check that out as well. That's a demo that you can play around with. I'll just drop it in there. Okay, so let's go back to this one here. You can decide to enable or disable confirmation emails. So this is really built out to have the highest quality list in mind. You can collect a ton of leads using these competitions and all that sort of stuff, but it all comes down to how high quality those leads are, because you obviously don't want to be sending out low quality leads. You obviously don't want to be entering low quality leads into your email providers. So I highly suggest that you kind of leave confirmation emails on. This just means that they're sent, and that when you export all your data, you can see which people confirmed and which ones didn't. You can set dates, time zones, and this is the best area. Because you guys are getting the Pro as a lifetime deal, you're going to get access to these two code boxes, custom code boxes. Now, the first box, you can put in any custom code that you like to alter CSS, any tracking pixels. You can put your Google Analytics in here, which will give you a ton more information about where you're getting traffic from and all that sort of stuff. And you can also add any custom CSS. The other thank you box here is where you would add your confirmation pixels. So for example, for Facebook, we have the base code in this top box and the lead pixel in this bottom box. So this makes it so that you can track the amount of leads that are coming through if you're running Facebook ads. Okay, so this last section here is if you want to add extra fields to your sign up. So at the moment, we have a default of name and email, but you can add up to an extra 3 fields in addition. So you could ask for mobile phone number, you could ask for company name, you could ask for gender, you could ask them for a feedback question. So it's like, do you use contests regularly? Yes or no, or have you used contests in the past? And you can also translate to any language. This was a huge request that we had a while back, so we built out the translation feature. So you can translate into any language, and you can also edit every single text field. Okay, so that's kind of like the settings section where you just put in all the text and everything. The other really important thing that I know you guys need to know about is the embed form. So for those of you who don't want to do it, run a contest and put that on the Vyper landing page, in the pro version, you have the option to actually use the embed. And all you have to do is copy and paste this text into any HTML section on your website. So if you wanted to build your own page and you didn't want any Vyper branding, you could then go and put this and embed it on any page that you like. Or if you're not as technical and you just want to use the Vyper landing page, you can also do that. In here is where you put in your landing page background. So you can see here that we've got this, and that just corresponds to this one here. And then down here is where all the customization happens. So you can choose your background color, your overlay, making that transparent. So you see how this has got a kind of like a grayish tinge to it. You can then choose to do that overlay. You add your logos, your Facebook share images, your Pinterest share images, favicons. You can change your sign up text. So we have enter here, but you can easily change that to whatever you want. And you can change text, links, and the thank you page. So this is another interesting section. So when you enter your contest, let's put in. And another great feature that we have is we have the Google Capture form. So this is really going to prevent any bots or low quality traffic getting into your websites, into your contests. Okay, so here you can see this is a thank you text, which is all customizable. And then once you log in, you're going to see where you're ranked, how many entries you have, the leaderboard in where you place, and you can have the actions on how to collect points. So the first one is obviously referring others, which is the main idea. So you really want to get people sharing your contest, because that's how you kind of get that viral factor. When you get people sharing when you get people sharing the link to your contest with similar-minded people, because you are the average of the 10 people you spend the most time with. So essentially, if you're attracting that one person, it's highly likely that the people that they know are also going to be interested in your contest. So number one, you want to definitely encourage people to be sharing your contest. You can get people following your social channels and the leaderboard there. And this is the custom entries. I'm going to get to this in a second, but essentially this is one of the more powerful tools. I know there was a question about viral loops. I don't think viral loops has this, but this allows you to incentivize pretty much anything with entries to a contest. So the types of things that we did for this contest is we got people to join our Facebook Messenger updates, which is ManyChat. So you just get people to, so you just put in what you want them to do, you add a little description, and you have the click to here. So this just links to our actual ManyChat landing page opt-in. And then you have a validation question. So the more specific your validation question, the higher the chance that people will do that. So essentially you want to ask a question that they would have to have done the objective to be able to answer. Other things are, getting people to visit your website. So because this was an e-commerce store example, we were getting people to browse the shop. This is a really powerful one, getting people to like, share, and comment on a Facebook post. So what we did here was that we would get people to go like, share, and comment and engage on a Facebook post. And then we would take that Facebook post and turn that into an ad. And that post was about the contest. So then once we created those ads, it would actually create a huge amount of engagement and give us really good quality scores, which really brought down cost per impression, CPM, and it also brought down our cost per click. So that was a great way to kind of fuel our contest and get people to really engage with our post. The other one is you can go, this is a bit of a gray area one, to get people to go and look at your review page. But it's definitely a way that you can get people to go look at that. And you can ask them to do certain actions. This was another one that we were testing for people to regram so we put up a image and we were getting people to regram and comment on our Instagram image. This was kind of like, this little test that we ran was sort of created from the idea of that red contest bathing suit campaign that went pretty viral. You might have seen it, may not, but essentially it was all done through Facebook regramming and commenting. So we tried to kind of replicate that in this little test example. And on this final section of the thank you page, it just reminds the contestants what the prizes are and how much points or how many entries they need to get them or what they need to do to get them. Now, this page cookies the entrant, so anytime they go back to your contest URL, they will automatically be logged into their thank you page that has all of their share link and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so let's get back to the back end here. We were talking about the thank you. Oh, and you just need to save every step. It will remind you to save it, but you just need to save your step before you go to the next one. That just makes sure that you don't lose anything as you're going through the process. Okay, so this is the section where you can create the rewards. Now, remember that this is very similar for the leaderboards and the sweepstakes. It's just kind of like the look on the front end that's a little bit different. So you have 3 types of rewards that you can give. You can give a reward based on a ranking, so first, second, top 10, top 20 people. You can give a reward based on the amount of entries. So collect 1,000 entries and unlock a 10% off discount code. Collect 1,000 entries and get a free pair of something. Unlock 1,000 entries and get this free PDF. And the third way is to actually do a random winner. So you can see here that we have all 3 set up. And I'll just show you an example with the rewards one, because this is probably the most powerful one, because you can create a ton of rewards to keep people climbing that ladder. So essentially you want people to keep achieving these little micro commitments. So the first one could be 100 entries, the next one could be 500, the next one could be 1,000. And essentially you just want to keep getting people to achieve these little micro commitments so that they keep engaging with your contest. So on here, you just need to put in the title, the description. You choose the type of reward that you want to give. We're using entries for this. So you set how many entries you want to give them. And then every time someone reaches 100 entries, Vyper will send out this email for you. And you can craft the email. And we also have some shortcode here that you can use within that email too. So this is extremely powerful in one, if you don't want to set up a huge email system in whatever email service provider you're using. And 2, it also keeps people engaged in your contest. So it keeps people coming back. You can link back to the share URL. You can give them their shared link. So it's easy to get to, and they don't have to go back and find your contest every time. The other thing is you add an image there that just shows up on that thank you page like I showed you before. So down here, that's just how the reward will look, which is your title, description, and image. So that's that section. The next section you come into is the social and rewards. Now, this is another super important section in here. So this is where I was showing you before how you could get people to join your Facebook group, join your ManyChat list, visit your website, like, share, and comment on a Facebook post, whatever. We've also seen people doing things like upvote on Reddit, upvote on beta list, or any of those sort of forums where you need to get upvotes and thank yous. So the other one could be like growth hackers or something. So you could really use this in any way to encourage people to do what would normally be an organic engagement with the reward of earning entries into your contest. Another great thing that we've seen is people asking to write a blog post with a link back to their website and then submit that link in the actual custom entries here. So that way that person's building a ton of backlinks to help that happen. And so these are pretty easy to set up. All you have to do is enter a few fields of text. It's just a title, description, where you want to send that person. So if you were sending them to your ManyChat, you would just put in your ManyChat opt-in page here, and then you would ask a quick question and then reward how many entries you want to give them. And the other thing that you can also do here is you can actually just ask questions. So if you are a product and you're looking for customer feedback or something like that, or you've got a concept for a product and you're just looking for feedback, you can create this and ask questions directly, or you can even send people to like a type form or something and get them to fill that out. So these custom entries can be used for so many things. Another great thing is building up webinars and events. We saw Launch Summit, which was earlier this year. They heavily used us, and that was in that blog post that I just had opened up earlier, on exactly how they use custom entries to build their summit entry or their summit attendees list, and also their webinars and events. So let's go to, actually no, let's go back here because I'll show you the section where you just put in all of your social stuff. So here you just put in your handles, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, whatever you want there. So that's pretty straightforward. The next section is the exports. So here you can connect with a few providers. We're adding these as we go based on demand. So I know ActiveCampaign is probably going to be the next one. I know there's been a few people asking about that. So we're definitely going to try and get ActiveCampaign in there. The other option is also just to export your CSV. Now there's two export options here. One is export all emails. And remember earlier how I mentioned the export confirmed emails. So that's going to be a much higher quality list, but this is obviously going to be a much larger list. So there's two options here. You can either export that and run all of those emails through an email validator. I think it would probably be like, for this contest, it'd be like under $5 probably. There's only about 2,000 leads in here or something. Or you can just use the confirmed emails. If you're running a contest that's generating over 10,000 leads, probably even 5,000, I would suggest doing the export instead of the direct integration, because if you all of a sudden put 10,000 extra leads in your email service provider, you may be bumped up in your pricing. So anything that you're going to run over 5 to 10,000, I would probably suggest doing a manual export so that you can control how many leads are going into your service. But of course, if you're a massive company and have 100,000 leads plus, and you're already paying those large amounts of email service provider fees, it's not going to matter. But if you're just getting started, I would probably start doing the manual export and then import in afterwards. And so every entry will also receive a confirmation email. So this is the one that we enabled earlier. So you can literally put anything in here. So in our example that we used here, we put the hook for getting people to enter was get a free pair of sunglasses. And so in this confirmation email, we have instructions on how to get those sunglasses for free. The other thing is you can get discount codes for entering, get free downloads, get free access to a webinar, get free access to some training videos, and you can include instructions on how to claim those in your confirmation emails. Again, there's some short codes there that you can use in these emails to add more information and more opt-in messages to get people to, one, share more of your contest link, and two, get them to actually confirm the link. So remember, you want to get people to click on this because that triggers them and moves them into the confirmed email list. And then after all of that, you're pretty much done. All you have to do is switch this over to live, and yeah, you'll be good to go. If you are doing the embed form option, once you click this to live, your contest will now be allowed to collect leads. If you are using the actual Vyper page, all you have to do is to move that to live for the public to see it. So that's essentially the leaderboards, and it doesn't really take that long to set up. And the beauty of the leaderboards is that you can easily, one, you can just duplicate these. So if I'd already built this contest and I wanted to make a similar one, I can literally just click on the duplicate, and it's going to make me an exact replica of that. And it's going to be very easy to just go and adjust that. And you can archive all of those sort of things. I'm just going to take you to one of the contests that actually has, I think this is a demo contest, which has the analytics. because this was the one we were testing it on. Yeah, so here you can see that we have the analytics here. You can see the emails collected directly, the viral emails, this is emails from referrals, and you can see where you're getting all your followers and emails from. And we do give you a score out of 100 for the virality. Let me just refresh this. Okay, and we do need to fix up this here. This is a brand new that we've just added the last few days, so it is a little bit buggy. So we are going to fix that. All right, I'll just jump into some of these questions. How do you track comments on Facebook page? How do you track comments? I'm not quite sure what you mean by track comments. You would just look at the post. You get the post URL and you would just monitor your post. Also, if you're an admin of the page, all of the comments will show up in the notifications box in your admin area.
Jack, I think the question is from Stephen, is regarding one of the micro commitments to earn rewards, right? So Stephen wants to know that he wants to add a step where people have to comment, and so that they can get like 10 or 15 points. In that case, if that is going to be the commitment or a micro job to do, how exactly do you track comments on the Facebook page and reward them?
Yeah, so you would have to ask a question that they would have to know. So you could ask, what was the post about, or what was your comment, or you could ask, what is your Facebook handle? You can't, Facebook's not going to give you the validation information to say, okay, this email address commented on this post. That connection doesn't exist. So what we did was we created this validation question. So you just have to be asking questions that they can only answer if they've done that action. Facebook doesn't necessarily give you access to go and verify a comment on a post, but that's a workaround that will allow you to still create those engagements and still ask a validation question. Does that make sense? So you can add reward for every mic. Yes, you can add a reward. Sorry, what was that, Sampath?
So Jack, based on what you have explained, yeah, so exactly what Dan has asked for. It would be great to see some sample of what you just explained.
A sample?
Yeah, can you quickly set up example?
Wait, so this was back in this last contest. So here, where it was like, share, and comment on a Facebook post, you would go to that Facebook post and that would link someone to the Facebook post. They would go then to the Facebook post and like, share, and comment. So when this loads, so here you would go, so here you go and they would do the like, share, and comment, blah, 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 all the things you asked them to do. They would go back here and you'd be like, okay, what is your Facebook username? And you'd have to put in your Facebook username to then get the points. And then that will get rewarded the points. And you can see there my points just increased. So that's how you do it. Obviously, the more specific the question, the harder it is for someone to cheat. But there's no way that you're going to be able to verify that someone actually commented via like an API or anything. That just isn't available from Facebook.
Got you. So that will be automatically tracked, whether the person has answered or not?
Sorry, what was that?
I mean, is this automatically tracked, whether the person has really commented or not? Would that be tracked?
Well, the question is, it's a validation question. So if your question is something that they can only answer if they've done the action, then you've got a much higher chance of someone doing it. Someone could literally just go through and cheat and go and click on that and then not do anything and go back. But there's a much higher chance of people actually going to go and do the objective than just go and cheat to build the points. And there's no way that you can actually go and verify this with Facebook, because Facebook obviously isn't going to call out an API for all of these companies to go and search through thousands of comments to see if a person commented on something or not. So this is the way that you're allowed to do this. It's obviously not 100% tracked, because people can, just go there and cheat and not do it, and then come back and try and claim the points and then enter in an answer. but this is the best way to do it. You can't really do it where it's 100% guaranteed.
Got you. Okay. So Mitch has a question. Would that be an email that will automatically go out whenever the user earns a reward? Say I have referred someone has signed up through my link. Can I get an email automatically saying that someone X and X person has signed up using my link? Is it possible?
When someone refers you, so we don't have like an email that goes to the person who referred someone, because they would get thousands of emails. But for example, when you sign up, you get that confirmation email. When you hit a milestone, you get a milestone email. And so those are two types of emails that Vyper will send out for you. This will allow you to add in any extra information, and it will also allow you to, craft emails that have actionable items in them if you want to go and get someone to do something. Says the posting a comment is 25 points and never posted a comment. How to detect the 25? Okay, so we just went through that. Is it a milestone reward? So the milestone rewards are under here. And remember, with the milestone rewards, you just pick how many entries it takes to get to that milestone. So if you could set a 10 milestone entry, you could set 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. It's all up to you and how many entries are required to hit that milestone. You can also, Sarah, you can actually, I'll show you the last tab where you can actually look at all of your winners. So under here, we'll show the top 50, and you can actually go in and analyze their profile. And within the analysis, you can see all of the people they've referred, their IP addresses, and you can see how many points those referrals earned, if they cheated or not, if they confirmed their email or not. So this will allow you to actually get a better indication of the quality of the leads that people are referring. And as Sampath just mentioned, you can add or subtract points from people however you want. We also have an algorithm that generates a cheater percentage score that you can actually just use to either dedicate whether you want to mark someone as a cheater or just completely delete them altogether. If someone's marked as a cheater and you want to re-enable them, this button will just turn into a re-enable. So you can then enter that person back into the contest if you like. Running the contest, like the local level feedback is more step people have to do. So it depends. So Dan, the thing with the custom entries, you obviously don't want to have like hundreds of them, but if you just have 3 or 4, you do find that people take those actions to build or kind of like move up the leaderboard. I'm not sure what software you were using, but definitely in terms of people using these custom entries to get more points on a leaderboard, it definitely does work. Especially if you have milestones linked to certain trigger points where they would have to complete all of the custom entries. So some people might not be willing to share the contest, for example, depending on what your brand or product is, but then they might be willing to do the 3 custom entries it takes to get to 100 points to unlock that 20% off or something. Yes, I think we are going to be working towards being GDPR compliant. The dev team is probably more knowledgeable on this because they know the more specific things. So yeah, Kevin will know a little bit more about that. I'm not 100% sure on what's involved in the GDPR, but I do know that he was working on making it GDP compliant or GDPR compliant.
I'll check with Kevin and I'll make an update in the group so that about the GDPR.
Yep, definitely. I think when's that rolling out? In the next few months or something?
Okay, great.
No, I mean, when is the GDPR rolling out? Sorry, I'm in the US, so I'm not 100% following it. In May. Yeah. Okay. May 25th. Okay. Yeah, that's still plenty of time. There's a question here from Mitch. Campaigns I've done that have more than 3 rewards. The people get confused and don't enter. Confused minds runs away. So 3 rewards. So if you have if you have it clearly labeled on your landing page, I don't think it's too hard for people to do it. So for example, on this demo contest, we had a ton of, we had our first, second, third, top 5, random winner, and bonuses, which was the triggers. And we had a really decent turnout. I think we had about 6,000 leads after 2 or 3 weeks in the SaaS space. And all of these, I think even after cleaning this list, I think we only lost like 2% of the list or something. So it was really high quality, and we did get a decent amount of signups considering that we didn't really have an email list or anything to promote this to. And we, and this was just a beta test that we ran. So I don't know if, you know, the more prizes, the more complicated it is. I think it just depends on how you actually structure your page and how obvious you make it. Also, this section down here makes it very easy to understand what you can win and how you win them. So it definitely does come down to how you design your contest. Obviously, if you just have super random titles and descriptions that don't really tell you what's going on, people are going to get confused. But in general, I don't think too many people get confused when you have a first, second, third, a random winner, and then entry levels. For compliance, you need to be fully compliant by that date. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think Simon, I think Kevin's got all of that handled. I do know that we were looking at this, you know, a month or 2 ago. Having seen only a couple of steps for points and then showing them more steps. Victor, sorry, we don't have the option to sort of like delay delivery of extra entry. You're talking about the custom entries, I assume? Anyway, even if you are, we don't have the option yet to sort of like delay the kind of the visibility of a custom entry. But yeah, that's a good idea. We can definitely add it to our list.
So
any other question?
Yeah, we have a lot of questions. So before we move into that, there are a few questions from the group as well. Like you mentioned about that you can hide the branding using some CSS. So people would like to see how you can do that.
Yeah, so I had a, let's close this one. I had a demo up. I need to go to a contest that has it. Just hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to find one that's in Pro. Actually, maybe I'll just sign up to a new one. Unless it was in this one. No. Okay, I'm just going to have to sign up to one and show you. Oh, actually, I don't want to log in. I want to sign up. Thinks I'm a robot. Okay, so when we are in a new account, I'm just going to quickly put in some test data here. And then let's go to preview leaderboard. Okay, so literally all it is down here is this little text here. So you just want to inspect element, and what you'll do is, let's have a look here. This element, so you'll see that you have here, all you need to do is display none, and you'll get rid of that. So copy and paste that. And then you would head over to your contest. remember you have that code section where you can add your custom CSS. All you would do in here is, oh, sorry, I'm not a developer. You would add that. I think you have to add, let me just have a look at the other one. You need to add script in there, I think. If you're a developer, you would probably know this a little bit better than me. But in here, let me have a look at this one. Yeah, you need to add script as well. So you need to make sure that you add script. Yeah, and so that's all you'd have to do to then go and remove that branding.
Wow.
So when you load that page, I have not done this right. Script, footer. Oh, it's because I don't have a none. Sorry guys, I'm not a developer.
Me neither. I wish I am.
Display none. Copy this properly. And then probably delete that. Script. And preview that. Why is that not working? Sorry, I'm going to have to ask Kevin for the exact code.
Okay.
But essentially, you are just supposed to be able to do that.
Shouldn't be a script. Okay. Let's try removing the script.
It's script. Is there any developers that can help me out in the chat?
It seems Stephen has just mentioned it shouldn't be script. Okay.
It shouldn't be script.
Let's try removing the script and see what happens.
I think you do need to say that it's I think you do need to say that it is some sort of CSS though. What's the code that you use for CSS? I hope it's something.
I hope you are not asking that to me. Okay, I suck at coding.
Come on, Sampat. I wish I had asked him before I did this.
It's okay. You'll get the code from Kevin, or we can just make like a quick demo video of how to do that, and we can share it in the group.
Yeah, I really want to do it on this webinar though, to show you guys. Nobody wants to help me out. Shouldn't be script. Okay. I'll just show, I'll just give you the code after. The other thing is, if you just also want to do it, you can just hit up the chat here and we can just, Kevin or someone on support can just copy and paste that in there too. Yeah. So it won't be hard to get. But essentially in here is where you adjust all your CSS and whatever the code is that you need to put in before and after to get CSS code recognized, that's what you would add here. I thought it was script, but it must be something else. Whatever wraps CSS code. But yeah, sorry that didn't work and I'm not a better developer.
Okay, Stephen has just mentioned something.
Style media. No, I don't think it's that long. Oh, it's style. That's what it is. Thank you.
Wow, Stephen, you rock.
There we go. This is it. Okay, and so you just save that one. And then when you refresh that, there you go.
There you go. Perfect.
Thank you, Stephen.
A big round of applause for Stephen. Thank you so much. So Zach finally managed to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm a developer now.
Exactly, Mario. You can actually add your own footer if you want.
Yeah, there you go. So super customizable with that code box. You can add whatever you want in there. Sorry for the delay.
Super. Great work, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen.
Yeah. So and then we had like a couple of the questions. Can you show the script again? Sarah, don't worry about that. I'll get the script for you. You want to copy paste that in the chat?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but essentially to get this also, you just need to use the inspect element. It's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
The chat boxes. Yeah, and so essentially you can just change anything on the page that you want with that CSS option.
It looks a bit messed in the chat box. Don't use the exact code, guys. It looks there is no.
Oh, it doesn't pick up on the. It doesn't pick up on those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so just make sure you're adding those greater than and less than.
Is that exactly? Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, just make sure you're adding this and this in front of the styles. This chat box must just strip those. But there it is, if you want to look at it. But yeah, essentially you can do just what I did as well and just right click and inspect element and you can get that from there too.
Right. And Jack, we had a few other questions. The other one is mostly about like the number of leads. So it's like super great that you have doubled up the number of leads. But people have been asking, like, is it possible to reset the limit? Like once we get somewhere close to like 150K leads, can I just export them and then delete them? And is it possible for me to reset the number?
So I thought we were going to do reset, but then it looks like Kevin's put a hard stop at 200,000. If you get to 200,000, let us know and we can probably work something out for you. But yeah, if you can reach 200,000 leads, I'll be very impressed.
No, 200,000 is a big number. I am agree with you. But the challenge here is like most people, most of us would be using this to run campaigns for our clients, so we can easily hit that number.
Okay. Yeah. Well, once you hit 200,000, yeah, I'm sure we could maybe figure something out. Yeah, Mitch, you're getting to
Mitch, you have got a point. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, if you get to 200,000 points, I would say we're probably going to have a hard stop at that. Like after Kevin said that we're going to have a hard stop at 200,000, I would say we're probably going to do that. Sorry if I did say that you could delete them, then refresh them. I thought that's what we were going to do. But it sounds like we're maybe not doing that. And yeah, also Mitch has a good point. But yeah, if you're really struggling and you get to 200,000 points and don't have, aren't able to upgrade or anything, then we can definitely try and organize something when you get to that level. You know, we can maybe do a one-time payment or something like that. But yeah, I would be impressed if people got to 200,000.
So Mary has a question.
They did great. And okay, so actually we've got tons of case studies on our blog that goes through some of the clients who have submitted their we do like Q&A with people who run contests, so how they built it, how they came up with the prizes, how they promoted it, all that sort of stuff. And there's a bunch on there from all different industries, so it's worth going through there and just scrolling through them and seeing which ones do well. any clients or any people using contests who are collecting like over 100,000 leads usually don't want to do case studies. But some of the big ones were Page Habit. They do a box subscription for books. They've collected hundreds of thousands of leads. Scott's Cheap Flights, he's also collected hundreds of thousands of leads. So if you just search those in Google, like Scott's Cheap Flights giveaway or something, you'll see he's using a Vyper contest. I can get the URLs for you after this. I don't know them off the top of my head, but those guys have done really well in collecting hundreds of thousands of leads. But yeah, if you go through that blog, you'll see a bunch of case studies on people who've done quite well with using contests and how they did it, what they offered as prizes, and how they marketed it. Just wait a second. There are some more questions here. I mean, I ran two, collected 230, nearly 70 of them are fake entries. Yeah. So, Anil, was it?
Yeah.
So this is why it's super important to keep the quality of your contest high. Why we recommend that you, one, use Vyper for the bot capture. So you saw that how there was that Google capture on sign up. That will prevent a lot of your fake bots getting collected. Two, you also enable those email confirmations. That will definitely help keep the quality of your contest high. The problem with if you don't have those things is you will get a lot of fake emails because people just love to cheat. And that's why we've got such a we've got a more intense cheater system than most, because we do want our customers to have high quality leads. We don't want people collecting low quality leads, putting them into their email service provider, and then finding out that those leads are no good. So we definitely want to keep your lead quality as high as possible. How to encourage, okay, so for mobile app downloads, you would just use that custom entries, similar to how we did the Facebook post comment. So you would just put your download link in the custom entry section, and that way you can get people to download your app. They would go straight to the download link, and you would then reward them once they got back to the contest and they entered a question. So your question could be like, what's your account number, or what is the first step of onboarding? You can ask any sort of questions around that. How do you encourage download? Will there be a recording? I'm not sure, Dan.
Yeah, we have a recording.
Okay, there'll be a recording. If you're getting paid clients, run campaign.
Meanwhile, we had a future request. So with Upviral or with similar products, you can basically use the Facebook page. Like you can just like your Facebook page, or you can just pin something, or you can just follow their Instagram right away without having to navigate from the giveaway page. Is that something possible or going to be possible with Vyper?
Yeah, so you'll never be able to do that with any contests for any company for Facebook. You're not allowed to, Facebook doesn't allow you to do anything but send traffic. So you can't automatically like pages in contests and stuff anymore. So you're always gonna have to do that page redirect. We do that page redirect because it depends what account they're logged into and if they want to change that and all that sort of stuff. I would say we can definitely look at it at a later date. But so far we've had people wanting that feature and they want people to get redirected to the platforms. But yeah, we can definitely look at options in the future for having that sort of like that person stay on the contest page. All of those open up in new tabs. So as soon as they close the tab, they go back to the contest anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, David, we missed your questions. So, Jack, you want to take that?
Do we have any examples? Do you have any competition examples? Yeah, so we had some earlier. We have this demo contest. I suppose we also have this one here. So these two you can take a look at. Okay, one, trying again. Do you include a dummy or sample contest? So you can see how full contest works. Is there knowledge based on? So, okay, number one, do we have a dummy contest? There's no dummy contest in your account, but it's literally just entering fields of text and images. And there's a bunch of examples on the website that you can just copy if you wanted to do that. 2, is there knowledge based on Facebook group? Yes, we have a Facebook group you can join and you can ask any questions or anything you want. Webhooks and API, we're working on an API that should be coming out definitely by like Q2. I don't think it will be out by Q1, but yeah, we're looking at probably Q2, Q3 having an API for Vyper so that we can open up all that sort of stuff, and obviously Zapier can be integrated and all that sort of stuff after that too. We use Vyper for all the giveaways at SaaS Mantra. That works. Okay. Okay. So we have an affiliate program when you sign up into the account, or I think Sampath, I think you're running an affiliate offer as well during this promotion for the lifetime deal. Because our affiliate program will not include the lifetime deal. Sampath's affiliate program will include the lifetime deal.
So Sarah, if you want to promote, if you want to buy this lifetime deal, also wants to promote to your list, I'll just drop the link for you. Give me a second. Okay, there you go.
Okay, and again, guys, if you have any other questions, just tag me on the Facebook post. I'm just Jack Paxton.
Jack, sorry to interrupt. Can you quickly show us like setting up a Facebook ad campaigns to generate more leads based on your experience? So you can just share a few words about it.
Okay, let me get. Okay, so if you're looking to use Facebook as a channel to promote a contest or something, so you want to do a few things. You want to make sure that you've got a great image. Actually, I'll just show you the back end of an example that we did. We were just doing a small little case study. Let me pull that up for a sec. Just bear with me 1 second while I pull this up. I think it might be better to give you guys like a live example as opposed to just explain it to you. It'll be much easier for you to get your head around sort of what settings and stuff we use and all that sort of thing. So I'm just logging into the Facebook account. It's a little bit slow with the screen share on. Okay, so let's go into this one here. Okay, so I'm just resizing this from out of screen. Okay, so when you're setting up a Facebook contest, you're going to want to do a few things. You're going to want to have really good ads. You're going to want to know what your targeting is. You're going to want to set goals. So step number 1 is always to add your Facebook tracking pixel to anything that you do. Always make sure it's on your website. Always make sure it is on your contest page. And you'll see where I showed you earlier in this was the contest. The base code goes in the first box. The lead event tag goes in the second box. And so that's why we are now actually optimizing our campaigns for leads if we're driving people to our contest. And so you set your budget. You always want to make sure you're excluding any of your website visitors or purchases from this because you just want prospecting traffic. Unless you're running remarketing, then obviously you're going to be serving it to other people. You want to choose your targeting on what areas you can attract. I highly suggest you go through your Google Analytics and look at all of your top converting countries and include those. We actually just went bottom up. So we just excluded our bottom converting countries. And that way we had a larger audience to work with. Obviously selecting your age, you want to have your optimum age there and gender. We were an English speaking website, so we didn't translate. It was just Google Translate, and our contest was in English. So we also narrowed our language to English. And the other thing is when you are selecting targeting for a contest, you want to definitely target people who are interested in buying the product that you're giving away. Because if someone's already looking to buy something, then they're probably going to get excited about getting it for free. So this was the example that I used earlier for the get a free pair of sunglasses. So what we were doing is we were targeting first online shoppers, which is a massive audience. Never target this by itself, it's way too big. And then we were following up with people who were interested in the sunglasses, like Ray-Bans, aviators, because they kind of look like aviators. Now, when you're getting your estimate from Facebook, do not have your expand open. So we went with a super large audience because we were targeting worldwide, and we just wanted to sort of test this and get as much traffic as possible. And obviously you guys will probably notice US traffic, for example, is a lot more expensive than say other places in the world. So we opened this up to a lot more than just the US, because we were just sending this product from AliExpress. So they had worldwide delivery. So there was no point limiting this just to US. But usually when I suggest, if you're just targeting the US, for example, you might want to have an audience of maybe 1 to 3 million for prospecting. If you want something super granular and targeted, you would probably be looking at something around 100,000 to 500,000. But it's all depending on what works. So if you have a product that appeals to a lot of people broadly, like sunglasses, you might want to have a larger audience. If your product is something very niche, like developer keypads, and only a developer would have a use for it, then you obviously want to go much more granular with your targeting. I always exclude the people who already follow my page, and based on your breakdown, you want to make sure you're excluding stuff that doesn't convert. So straight off the bat, I know that usually from my previous Facebook buying that my instant articles don't work very well. Right-hand column works okay, but usually doesn't have a great opt-in or click-through rate. Marketplace is a new one that works really well. If you have this available in your account, I highly suggest using Marketplace. The only problem with Marketplace is that there's not a huge amount of inventory yet. So there's very limited amount of impressions that you can serve there. We use Instagram. I usually find that native banners do not work very well in Audience Network, but then in-stream video does. And then always try and use the Messenger ad placement, because that's actually still quite new and people are still reacting to those quite well in terms of click-through rates. Because we were optimizing this to leads, it's quite a low conversion threshold. So we could get direct response leads. Also make sure that you're setting your clicks to 1 day. You want people to convert the day of they see the ad, or as soon as they click the ad. If you were to pick 7-day click and 1-day view, that just means that you're giving Facebook a lot more leniency in when they should, and who they should show the ad to. So if you are looking for more direct response stuff, go with the 7-day. If you're looking for, if you can wait for your conversion and it's not direct response, so if you're selling like, $1,000 course or something, maybe look at doing something that's a little bit longer of a conversion window, because people obviously don't just drop $1,000 on the spot. The other thing is, if you're doing remarketing, also use these larger conversion windows. Any prospecting, I always use the 1-day click. So those are kind of like the settings of our ads. And what we did was we tested 3 ads against each other. So as you can see, the ads are very similar. We just changed the copy a little bit. And you can see in here that you want to include a few things. So it's super important in your Facebook ads to keep the copy within the view more section, or at least keep the URL inside the view more section. So we used a video. As you can see there, this was just made with Clipman. Clipman is, you can just take an image and then turn it into a video using a template. So we just use Clipman to create that. And then the biggest thing to include in your text is the one core thing you want people to do. So we want people to click on this link. Adding emojis will help you convert people and get people clicking a lot more. You can see that it focuses the attention on the certain things you want to highlight. So we had scarcity on this campaign. So we wanted to make sure that people were seeing that, okay, only 300 people will get this, so I need to enter quickly to claim this product. And then the next thing we want them to do is actually click on the link. We also used a click ad, so you also had a CTA button under here. And yeah, the only difference in these ads was that we changed up the text a little bit on each of the ads. So this is a little bit longer, includes a little bit more information. And this one here was also a little bit longer, but had the 2 different rewards that we were giving based on entries achieved. So you had 100 and 300. So yeah, my main takeaway here is test 2 to 3 ads per ad set. Remember to make one of these posts your post that you want to get people to engage on. So to get the URL to a Facebook ad, all you have to do is click on this, see post in comments, and you can just copy and paste this link straight in there, and that will give you a direct link to that Facebook ad post. Because remember, you want to be driving all of the engagement, like shares and comments from your contest, to a singular post to then go and use in your ads. We didn't do it on this one. We must have done it on. So okay, so for example, it's a great example. So this is an ad that didn't have engagement trigger on there. So we weren't asking people to go and engage with that ad from our contest. And I'll show you an ad that we did ask people to go and engage on the contest, and you can see how much more engagement we got. Is it this one or this one? Yeah, so you can see that this one here, we actually got people to go and engage. And you can see the difference between when we incentivize people to go like, share, and comment in the Facebook, in the contest, compared to ones that we didn't. So this one we didn't, and we had 69 likes, 6 shares, and 3 comments. This one here we did. We had 184 comments, 48 shares, and 91 comments. 184 reactions, 91 comments, and 48 shares. So you can see how that custom entry there of going and liking, sharing, commenting can have a huge impact on your ads. And let's just have a look at the stats actually. So this one had the lowest click-through rate. Oh, actually no, that's a add to cart rate. Why can't I go across? Facebook's being buggy with my mouse, but here we have a 6-cent cost per click, 2.8% click-through rate, and $1.80 CPM, and $9 cost per share, $7 cost per share. So you can see that these campaigns, you can get quite cheap clicks and leads just based on using a lower converting goal. So for example, using a sign up to a contest is a much lower goal than getting someone to purchase something. So you can obviously get much cheaper CPMs and cost per clicks and click-through rates. Okay, let me go through some of these questions here. Yes, it is 25% on the lifetime deal. You need to go through First Promoter for the lifetime deal. We use a company called GrowSumo, and if you send someone as a referral, you get 25% every single payment. So as long as they stay on with Vyper, you get 25% of their monthly fee every month. Content upgrades. So we give content archive to each subscriber. Can we give them custom CTAs so they access new resources? Victor, not 100% sure what you mean by custom CTAs, but when you download a content upgrade on Vyper, we give you an archive anyway. So if we go to Vyper.blog, I'm not sure if this will do it because I'm probably already signed up on the list. Let's give it a go. Click it. Okay, so I sign up. Oh, actually the archive goes to your email. That's where it goes. Okay, so yeah, we do give you an archive of all your content upgrades. So that will get sent to your email address. Let's go back here. 25% off. It's a perfect webinar. Thanks. Never seen someone do so much detail. You're welcome. If the Facebook page has 1,000 likes and the prizes are amazing, do you still recommend paying Facebook ads? If yes, what minimum percent? Okay, Sarah, so in terms of using organic versus paid, unfortunately, Facebook has made your organic reach for a Facebook post reach about 2 to 3% of your audience. So that's very unfortunate for a lot of larger pages because they now, get very restricted percentage reach. Obviously, if a post does really well in that first 2 to 3%, Facebook's going to reward that. So they then show it to the next percentage, then the next percentage, next percentage. And that's how that kind of like algorithm works. But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder to organically promote something through Facebook now as opposed to run some ads. I would probably suggest that you actually just run ads to your page followers. So out of your 1,000 page followers, just spend like $5 and target everybody who already likes your page. Don't miss see, or you have organic traffic on those ads. The people aka doing contests. Yeah, so the organic traffic from those ads would be coming from people sharing it. Or I think those ads were also organically posted to our Facebook page. So that's another place that you would get organic traffic from. For example, to give them a new resource, if they share something or do an action, we tell them like in the leaderboard. Okay, so Victor, for example, to give them the new resource, if they share something or do an action, we tell them like in the leaderboards. So there's no custom entries feature for the content upgrades. It's just a share this post on Twitter or Facebook. Those are the options there. All right. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, tag me on one of the Facebook comments about Vyper in Sampath's group, and I can reply to those. The other option is you could also hit up the Facebook chat. That's just in this corner here. You can just ask whatever questions you want in there, and someone will get back to you probably within 24 hours. And yeah, that's an easy way to get in touch with us.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for coming over for the webinar, and thank you, Zach, for giving us so much information.
Yeah, not a problem. Anytime.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Speak soon.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.